Welcome to Vedic Tales, Instructive Pastimes. After offering obeisances to my Diksha Guru, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and my Siksha Guru, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotara Sat Shishimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Gosvami Maharaj, I'm going to try, by their mercy, to answer one of the questions. Why did Krishna leave Vrindavan? Why did he leave Srimati Radhika? So this is very interesting. As we know from Shastra, Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. He never takes one step from Vrindavan. Then why did it seem like he left Vrindavan? Why would he leave Radharani? Actually, there are two sides to prema. One is milan, or meeting, and one is viraha, or separation. Without a sense of separation, meeting becomes old. When there's separation, and then meeting after the separation, the meeting becomes newer and newer and more tasteful. So one day at Prem Sarovara, Radha and Krishna were sitting in a very loving mood with their sakis, and all of a sudden there was a bee, and the bee was thinking that Radharani's face is a beautiful lotus. So the bee started trying to drink that lotus, and Radharani became afraid. So Madhumangal was there, Krishna's Brahmana cowherd friend, and so Madhumangala took a stick and ran and chased that bee far away. And then he came back and he said, "So Madhusudana is gone and he'll never come back." Madhusudana means bee, bumblebee. Madhu, honey, and Sudan, one who drinks honey. But Radharani took Madhusudana as the name of Krishna. So even though she was sitting on Krishna's lap, she was thinking, Krishna's gone and he'll never come back. So she started weeping uncontrollably. And Krishna couldn't convince her that he was right there. So her melted heart and her tears formed a whole lake, which later became known as Prem Sarovara. And Krishna began weeping too, seeing Radharani's separation, which he could not console. So he started weeping too, and the combination of the tears of Radha and Krishna became this lake, Prem Sarovara. So Krishna is thinking, more and more Radharani is feeling separation from me, and I can't console her. In fact, everything is backwards. When I'm there, so many times she's thinking I'm not there, and when I'm not there, so many times she's thinking I'm there. Like if she sees a cloud, she may get into her man, her famous transcendental sulky mood, and think that that cloud is me, and say, "Oh Krishna, I don't want to have any more relationship with you. You can just go back to the gopi that you came from. Don't talk to me anymore." Or if she sees a sky, thinking that that's me, she'll run to embrace the sky. So what do? I know if I leave permanently, then permanently Radharani will be able to eat and dress herself beautifully, thinking that I'm there. But prema is a type of madness, transcendental loving madness. So Krishna thought that if I leave, even though I'll be unhappy, Radharani and the gopis will be happy, thinking I'm there, and they'll have so many beautiful pastimes with me. So that's why Krishna arranged for Yogamaya to inspire Kamsa to order a Krura to come to Vrindavan and invite Krishna on behalf of Kamsa to come to Mathura to fight with the wrestlers, and that was Kamsa's plan to kill Krishna. But this was all arranged by Krishna in his order of Yogamaya, just to give the gopis more happiness by leaving, but without thinking that the gopis are going to be more and more feeling separation. Sometimes they would think that Krishna's there, but sometimes they would practically die of separation. So what did Radharani do? There's so many pastimes telling what happened to Radharani. I'm just going to share one of them. There's so many pastimes where, because Krishna kept coming back to Radharani and playing with her, and she'd be so deeply absorbed in Krishna, and he'd come back, he'd manifest as a spurti and close her eyes, and she'd have to guess who it is, and it was Krishna. And then he'd play with her, and sometimes he'd disappear. And on the other hand, he never really left, and they went on with their ever fresh, ever new Astakaliya Leela, 24 hours a day pastimes. Now in another pastime, another prakost means section, simultaneous to Krishna never leaving, simultaneous to Krishna manifesting before Radharani, even though he was living in Mathura. Simultaneously, in another prakost or section of their pastimes, Krishna was feeling so much separation that she took Vishaka by the hand. So Vishaka is one of her best friends and assistants in her pastimes. But Vishaka's liquid form is Jamuna. So she took Vishaka, they held their hands, and they went deep into the Jamuna. And Jamuna's father is the sun god. So the sun god, Surya, he took Radharani and Krishna, he took Radharani and Vishaka up to the sun planet from being under the Jamuna. And there he was prayed by his devotee in Dwarka called King Satyajit. And he wanted gold. He wanted so much gold. And so Radharani wore the Shamantaka jewel, which had been given to her by Krishna through Baladev and through Madhumangal. Somehow Krishna made sure that Radharani would get his Kaustubha gem. Not Kaustubha, his Shamantaka jewel, which gives abundant, unlimited supplies of gold. So the sun god gave that Shamantaka jewel to King Satyajit, who also wanted a daughter. And so he gave Radharani as the daughter of King Satyajit. And there's so many pastimes of how Radharani was having a paramour relationship with Krishna in Dwarka, who was already married to Chandravali, who was now Rukmini in Dwarka. And then Radharani eventually manifested there became Satyabhama and married Krishna. So she was simultaneously feeling separation from Krishna, feeling meeting with Krishna, and marrying Krishna in Dwarka. So all their unlimited pastimes go on and will continue another day, because that's the end of today's answer to the question. Why did Krishna leave Radha? Why did Krishna leave Vrindavan? And he never did, but he had to increase the feelings of separation, because then meeting becomes more tasty. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Kanchikopachu Vyasta Kripasindhi Devata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo